Nattore sto per dire.
Hi stylisters, welcome back to the studio. Lesson 8. And we're going to do it on hair. So no amount of styling and looking great in your clothes it's never a good look if your hair doesn't look right. So it's very important that you get your hair right to suit your colouring, to suit your clothing personality, also to suit your lifestyle. So everything we've discussed really comes into hair as well. So we're going to take you through the right styles for you, the right styles for your face shape as well, and your body shape. It all actually comes into play. And the colour, the right hair colour, whether it's dyed or not dyed, whether you should dye it or not dye it. And also to be realistic with the amount of time you actually want to spend on doing your hair as well. And also your lifestyle comes into play. So, okay, so let's begin on hair. Okay, first of all, let me say one imperative thing that you need to do is find a good hairdresser. Because also there's mixed communications with hairdressers as well. So it's really important to, shoulder length, for example, might mean something different to you than it does to a hairdresser. Don't be afraid to take pictures in. I know that they think you want to look like Jennifer Aniston or Cindy Crawford, or but really it's a great idea to take pictures in so they can see exactly what you want from a hair shape and a haircut. So that's the first thing, find a good hairdresser. I'm sure most of you have got a good hairdresser by now, but make sure they do a full consultation with you and sit and discuss things. So let's start, before we go into the colouring at the mirror, let's start with face shapes. It's important to balance your face out like you balance your body out with your clothes that we spoke about in the body balance lesson, which I think was lesson number 5. So an oval face shape, for example, it is quite well proportioned, but certainly you don't want height on the crown of your head with your hairstyle, because it will make your face look longer. And then you can have a pear-shaped face, which is narrow at the top and then comes out at the cheeks and the jawline. So there you will want sort of height around that part to balance the hair out. And certainly don't have your hair length cutting off at the widest part of your face. It's probably better to have a longer style if that's your face shape. A round face, you need height at the crown to lengthen the face. And you don't want your hair cutting off at the jaw length really. So you want height and length really on a round shaped face to balance it out and lengthen it. A heart-shaped face is great for one of those lovely little bobs that are all the rage now, because it's where it thins out at the jawline but you're wider on top. So it'd be great for the bob to cut at that jawline if you've got a heart-shaped face, because that will really balance it out. And I think a bob's a really good look for a heart-shaped face. So a square face, which is probably more angular, it's really good to have like a curly style or a soft wavy style to soften those angles of your face. It's probably not a good idea to have the bob that I've just spoken about to not cut in at the jawline to emphasise that jawline, but soft wavy styles will really help that look. And lastly, there's a diamond shaped face, which is really wider at the cheekbones and quite narrow here and here, which is great if you've got those cheekbones. But really, for that face shape, I would really avoid centre partings. And if you've got a short style though, you could have the emphasis coming out at the temples, just above the cheekbones, and then coming back in. So that will soften that area up. Obviously you don't want any fullness around that widest part. And if you've got short hair, it's nice to tuck it behind your ears, and that will show those cheekbones off. But then you've got fullness up here. So really all of it is common sense. You really, as with all this style masterclass, it's about you knowing your body shapes and knowing your face shapes. Spend lots of time looking in the mirror And really, once you know your face shape, it really is all common sense. The same with the body. You're playing down the bits that you want to, and you're emphasising the bits to balance it out, the smaller bits. So it is pretty much common sense, but study your face shape. So let's move on to colouring then. We've done a lot about colouring anyway in the masterclass. The same thing really applies to hair as it does with the body. So by now you probably will know if you're a cool tone or a warm tone. One way of deciding that, if you don't know, is get a piece of gold or silver jewellery, hold it up against your face, and one will look infinitely better than the other one. So gold would mean you're a warm tone, and silver would mean you're a cool tone. Okay, so I would suggest that if you haven't looked at our colour lesson, then I would go back and do that. That was lesson number 2, before you actually carry on and do this. So here we have some swatches, some hair swatches I call these. Mostly if you go to your hair salon, they will have this, well they should do. So you can actually look at, I mean, sometimes they give you a chart in a book and you have no idea how it's going to look against your skin. So do ask them if they've got some swatches that you can put against your face. And actually that does work much better to see it against your complexion. I mean, the colour of your hair can make you look 10 to 15 years younger or older if you get it wrong. It's really important for that overall look and making you look and feel good about yourself. So obviously I'm a warm tone. So let's look at some hair colours that really won't look good on me. Something like an ash blonde, which is a cool tone. Do you want to do it in the mirror so I can see myself? So that really, sorry, is that better? That really, hopefully you can see that on your screen, but that really washes me out. As does, let's see this, like a black against me, really would wash me out. Now let's look at some colours that are really good for me. See how that really lifts and warms my skin tone. Do you know what? I think I'm going to get my hair coloured. That looks really good. That is a good tone for me because it's warm and ready, but that looks great against my complexion. Hopefully you can see that. And then something closer to what I've already got. It's like a warm blonde rather than a cool blonde, but that, I mean, I've got several different highlights in my hair with blondes, but they're all like honey caramel tones which suit a warm complexion. So you can see that. So you can see how useful these are. So basically, if you're a cool tone, which is a summer or winter, your hair will look good if it greys naturally. Cool tones look fantastic with grey hair. I mean, you see lots of stars that look good with grey hair, people like Helen Mirren and that, they really do suit it. But if you want to colour your hair, then you really have to go for like ash highlights or lowlights. So if you're a summer, then I would say to go for an ashy blonde highlight, really cool tone to bring out your colour of your eyes and the colour of your skin. And if you're a winter, which normally in a winter colouring would have darker hair, but then put ashy lowlights in as well into your hair. But if you're an autumn, you really suit really warm reddish browns. I mean, like the one I showed you, that really warm tones. Autumns look terrible when you go grey. Avoid going grey. Keep doing the lowlights in your hair. Most autumns will have like warm reddish tones anyway, but bring them out even more so with something like that. And a spring, who normally have a lighter colouring, would look fantastic with the highlights that I have. I'm a spring, so like golden highlights, honey blondes, and if you want to go even brighter blonde, then just avoid the cool ashy tones on that spectrum. You know, something more like a honey blonde. So those are the colourings that you need to look out for. And it really can make a difference if you choose the right highlights, lowlights for you. And remember, if you're a summer or winter, you look fantastic grey, and I would go with the flow. Maybe adding some more silver to that grey would be amazing. So colour's really important. So I hope that helps. And these are really, really useful to try against your complexion. And lots of hairdressers won't even tell you that exists. They'll just show you a book and you're supposed to guess. But do ask them for swatches that you can try against your skin, because it doesn't lie. Okay, let's talk a little bit about lifestyle. Back to the stylist couch. Lifestyle is really, really important. If you've got naturally wavy hair and you want a straight style, then you have to have the time to do that. Are you going to be dedicated to do that every day when you get up? So really work it around your lifestyle. Are you going to work? Are you just spending time with the kids? Are you going to the gym? It's got to work with your lifestyle. It's really, really important. Let's talk a little bit about clothing personality. So we've done face shape, so we've done shape. We've done colouring for your complexion. We've talked a little bit about lifestyle. And remember the lesson we did on clothing personalities. If not, please go back and recap again. But if you're a classic and we've decided that you are a classic clothing personality, then your hairstyle should be quite symmetric. It would be nice and neat. And not much work to do with it. If you're a girly, then it's going to be sort of wavy and flowing and usually long. If you're dramatic, then you could go for those fantastic Vidal Sassoon asymmetric bobs and a more dramatic look with your hair. In fact, it'll probably look better if it's quite asymmetric and straight lines and everything. And natural is that get out of bed look, not much to do, just primp and go, which is, mine's a cross between a natural and a girly, and most days it's just natural. I just like, I hate my hair being really styled. I like that just get up and go look, and that's what suits me better. So get to know what suits you. So the style is important. But as I just said, remember the maintenance that goes with it, because there's no point going for something if you're not going to maintain it, because it will just make you look super unstylish and very dishevelled if you can't maintain it. So be realistic, guys. So one thing I've got to say is do consider your hairstyle like every 2 years to give it an update. Take a good long harsh look at it. That's really important too. So that concludes hair. Have some fun with it this week, because next week we've got hats for special occasions and how to wear them. And once again, it will be done around your face shape, colour and your clothing personality. So lots of people really don't know how to wear hats or choose the wrong hats, and some people look spectacular in them. But we've got all the weddings and Royal Ascot, and all the summer functions coming up. So we thought we'd like to do hats with you next week. So that concludes our style masterclass for this week. It's been great talking to you guys. Remember, if you've got any comments or any questions you want to ask me, please don't hesitate to do so. I'm like your personal stylist, and I'll get back to as many as I can that do write in. And subscribe if you don't want to miss any of our lessons. Just press the subscribe down below from here. And it's been great seeing you. Can't wait till next week. Bye.